Green 18. Green 19.
Fournette, the running back. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. Got Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Rodgers fires quickly. End zone is caught for the touchdown by Allen Lazard.
Just drive again back at the 21. Dropping. 3-step drop. Goes on the end zone. Caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans reaches up with one hand.
Just spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete.
3rd and 1. Rodgers play action. Looks to the end zone. Rainbow Jordy Nelson. He's got it. Touchdown!
To the 11-yard line. There's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out. He may run. Mahomes directly. Goes toward the end zone. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucks are going to beat the Chiefs.
Enough about our
enough
about our bullshit with our past lives as
enough
terrible
about us being
football
losers. Welcome back to the Battle of the Bay podcast. We're in week 967.
It is.
It is week 12.
There we go.
And
this is episode 16, I believe.
Yeah, okay, so I was right. It was episode 16, but it's week 12 of football.
Yes. Because remember, we started in the middle of the fucking summer.
That's fucking right. So don't doubt me. Don't doubt me.
I was doubting
your number 16 out of my ass.
I was doubting your week counting, not your episode counting.
We're in episode. I should have said episode 16, week 12. Battle of Bay podcast. Howdy doody. Names Draz and SDS. That's what I should have said.
Howdy doody. But we have a lot to get through. We got our normal pick-ems. We got news. And thankfully you guys won't have to suffer through more furry fishing. That's basically what that game should be called.
Furry fishing. It's a fun game, man.
It's our first playthrough, we went through like 5 hours and we didn't realize it.
We finished like 8 hours and 30 minutes. That VOD is still around.
Oh, somewhere. Jesus Christ. But
8 hours of furry fishing. All right. Well, we have a lot of good games to get through.
Not
as much as some weeks, but we have a lot more college football news. Than, well, at least than we did the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, going into Pick-Ems, last week I went 10-4 and you went 9-5, so I gained a game on you with the split with the Chargers.
Yeah.
So that brings our overall records to me 100.
I should be one game ahead of you. If we count the 2 Bengals losses back-to-back weeks, dude. Fucking Bengals, bro, are they have to go into a bye. They're in a bye after that. After these last 2 weeks.
But overall records, I'm 105-63 and you're 104-62.
Not bad.
It's still a dead heat basically. Anything can happen.
I'm gonna get that undefeated week at some point.
You're gonna get that undefeated week. You almost had it, but the Bears fucked it up.
Yep.
But
it's coming. I can feel it.
Eventually it will.
All right. First Thursday night, I can already tell you November 21st, I am not watching the Thursday night football game.
Well, will you tell us what it is?
It is Steelers versus the Browns.
Oh, yeah, that's a Steelers win written all over it.
The Browns, I understand the name of their franchise now. The Browns, because it describes the fucking shit between their pants and their ass, because they constantly shit their pants. They should be the Cleveland Turds, because they're useless. Steelers had a good win this week. We were both right. We both picked them.
They're 2-0 now without scoring a single touchdown. They literally just repeated their week 1 performance. They scored 8, or hold on. They scored.
Did they not score a single offensive
They
touchdown?
did
I
not
didn't watch
score.
the game.
They did not score a single offensive touchdown. It was all on the leg of Boswell again.
Steelers, the Iron Curtain.
AFC
is
North
back.
football. But yeah, I'm going with the Steelers. This is probably the most obvious win of the week.
Yeah. Speaking of kind of obvious, but also kind of not obvious, Texans Titans.
Okay. I like seeing that CJ Stroud is struggling. I hate that the Texans are still winning.
The Texans' offensive line is putridly horrible.
This has a trap game written all over it.
Oh, it does. I want to pick Tennessee, but my fucking.
Hold on. I kind of want to too. That's the thing. Like the Titans, they're terrible, but they at least prove that they have at least somewhat of a decent defense on most weeks. Of course, L'Jarius Sneed is still MIA, but man, what happened to him?
Well, Will Levis is their starting quarterback.
No, I'm saying what happened to L'Jarius Sneed. He literally just disappeared.
I mean, it's the same thing with J.C. Jackson. You got a good defensive coach. You can get the most out of your player. You trade him to a team that doesn't have a good defensive coordinator, and then they turn the shit. It's basically you get paid a lot of money to be on a bad team, and you don't care anymore. But I think I gotta pick the Texans, though. I don't think the Titans' defensive line is good enough to.
Well,
Joe Mixon has been amazing this year.
He has. That's been the one bright spot on that Texans offense that's not Nico Collins.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm taking the Titans here. I'm going with the split.
All right.
That's our first split here.
I won't even be mad.
Won't even be mad. Like this has trap game written all over it.
Oh, it does. It does. I'm agreeing. But I gotta go a little bit. I gotta go a little bit safe and pick the Texans.
Yeah. Again,
I have to think.
It's an obvious pick, but it's also an obvious upset pick.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit
Speaking
too obvious,
of
but it's what I'm going with.
Upset pick. Vikings versus Bears. Who do you think is worse right now for our next 1 p.m. Sunday game?
Well, you know me. I'll hate Chicago as long as they have Caleb Williams.
Well, Green Bay fan here. Get fucked. Get fucked, Chicago. Get fucked. The Bears still suck.
I agree.
Bears.
But
oh, dude.
They lost on they lost on a blocked field goal, and that was like the funniest shit I've seen all week.
They have now lost to a blocked field goal and a Hail Mary in the same season.
But I think the obvious is obvious here. Minnesota has been playing a lot better than Chicago. If they get the upset, they get the upset, but I'm taking Minnesota here.
I'm going to take Minnesota, but under duress, because Sam Darnold, please get back to your fucking
Yeah, he's been seeing ghosts form. Too much for his own good.
Man is struggling from PTSD from North Carolina.
I was like, what are you talking about? Though I was like, oh, not college.
All right. We got the Commanders and the Cowboys.
Well, Jaden Daniels all the way here. There's no way they win this. I'm going with
Commanders need a bounce back game.
They need a bounce back. This is a bounce back game for the Commies. This is as obvious as a pick as it can get.
This is the easiest pick. Yeah, the Cowboys. I do feel a little bit bad. They're injured, but I already had a clause beforehand. Never pick the Cowboys, so I don't even have to talk about it. All right, Patriots, Dolphins.
Okay, so the Patriots have proven they got some fight in them.
Patriots. Drake May has been better than
He's
expected.
been better than expected.
He hasn't been great,
but do I really trust him?
Not against the Dolphins. Dolphins had a good week.
They did have a good week. They did. But
I'm picking the Dolphins, locking it in pretty easy. But I wouldn't be surprised with the Patriots upset. The Dolphins have struggled against good
actually,
defenses at
that's
times.
where I'm leaning, actually. I'm taking the Patriots upside here. I can't. My mind just thinks they're due for a weird upset now that Tua's back. They're due for one.
I don't hate the pick if you do end up locking that in. I don't hate it.
I am locking it. Like it just
Well,
like,
it's
this entire
speed
week
versus power. Speed versus power.
entire-
Patriots have a lot of fucking.
This entire week for me is just going to be going off gut. Like if a match feels
that.
off, I'm picking it.
Well, what's your gut tell you about Chiefs Panthers?
Even I'm not that stupid.
But am I? That's the
Carolina Panthers,
that's
they've won 2 straight games. I can't believe that happened.
I think I gotta go with
KC lost to the Bills, but you can't be that stupid to be like, oh, maybe the Carolina Panthers could do this. But if the Carolina Panthers do this, it'll be the fucking funniest thing on earth. But Kansas City, obvious pick.
I think that will be the only time you're okay with a 3-game winning streak from the Panthers, is if they finish off the 3-game win streak on the Chiefs. that would be hilarious.
It'll be awesome. Oh no!
This is what I was saying.
Game, no, it's all right. We got the Bucks versus the Giants. Oh my god. Okay, normally this would be a me being, oh, you know what? This is going to be an obvious pick. This is going to be an obvious Bucks pick. But no, we have our worst fucking enemy that could have been possible. They brought in a backup quarterback. We suck against backup quarterbacks.
To taunt you even further, SDS, because you know my fucking track record with the Bucks, I'm picking the Buccaneers.
Oh.
So it's going to I know it's been a little bit up and down, but
you are making it worse. But here's the thing. Mike Evans comes back. He's on track to be back. That'll be amazing for our offense.
They need to put him on a snap count in the first week just in case.
I know.
Even having him on third downs only is huge.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, but just I don't trust our defense against backup quarterbacks. We always crumble against backup quarterbacks, and we can't, and I don't know why.
I gotta think the Bucks. They saw the Falcons lose last week.
Yeah, we're going to be.
They've got a chance with the division.
We do have a chance, and if the Falcons like I hope they do, then that's 5-6 and 6-5 going into next week. But I'm going to do a joy strategy. There's a running joke that the Lions have been winning because she's believing by not believing. I'm going to run with that here. I'm taking the Giants, not because I want to, but because I don't want to give myself any hope. If it comes off, it's a pleasant surprise. That sounded weird. I'm trying to think of what I was. Dang, I had like 4 hours of sleep. Give me a break. I'm going to believe by not believing. I'm going to take the Giants, but I'm going to hope that the Bucks win.
Sounds good. All right, Lions Colts.
We already have 3 splits already.
Lions Colts. The Colts. Okay, Anthony Richardson had the best game of his career.
You're still undefeated picking them.
I'm still undefeated picking the Lions.
You're a perfect, I think 11-0 with them.
I am.
Or 10-0.
I am.
10-0 actually. They had a bye week, but
it's fucking.
You gotta be right here, right? Indianapolis, they shouldn't have a prayer.
They shouldn't have a hope in hell, but I've thought multiple times about picking the Colts. But I'm going to pick the Lions because I believe in future weeks there will be a loss.
Probably
but it's
like
not going to be the
Colts
or the Bears. It's not going to be the Colts or the Bears. I'm thinking potentially the Packers pull an upset. Then there's Bills Lions. I think the Lions will lose to the Bills. That's future though. We'll see how I feel in future weeks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions as well. This is another obvious pick of this week. Like, there's no way.
I'll be really sad if I don't pick this one correctly because I want to go 17-0.
17-0 picking the Lions.
I really do. Because that would be so gritty as a Packers fan to be 17-0 on the Lions. It would prove that I'm not in like La La Land, you know. All right,
but
Broncos Raiders.
Okay, this is another kind of upset feeling thing. Without the NFC South, the Broncos are 2-5.
So the Falcons secondary has just been proven to be bad. I think it's more their pass rush than their secondary. But their defense has some major issues, right? The Buccaneers were able to exploit it, and the Broncos were able to exploit it. But we are living in a world where Bo Nix might steal the Rookie of the Year from Jaden Daniels.
Again, without the NFC South, what do they got? Nothing.
They don't have much.
They have two
problem
wins. One of them
the
against the Raiders already.
If you look at the Commanders, Cliff Kingsbury apparently is really good in September, October, but horrible in November and December.
You're correct. You're correct on that. But
and so we might have a Jaden Daniels mid-season slump where Bo Nix is, getting better as the weeks go on. I'm gonna run with the Broncos here because I think the Raiders are atrocious at quarterback. But I will say this does speak trap game. The Broncos are due for a loss.
Okay, I'd just like to go through. Week 1, they lost by 7 points to the Steelers. Week 2, they blow out the Bucks, so that's NFC South opponent 1. They win by 1 against the Jets, blow out the Raiders, lose by 2 possessions. Actually, not even 2 possessions. They lose by 8 against the Chargers. They blow out the Saints, so NFC South opponent number 2, NFC South opponent number 3 with the Panthers. They get blown out by the Ravens, lose by 2 against the Chiefs on a blocked field goal, then blow out the Falcons, which is NFC South opponent number 4. Without those 4, they are 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4. They're 3-4 without the NFC South.
I mean, 3-4 is still good enough to beat the fucking Raiders. Let's be honest.
I know. The upset's calling me, but god damn it, Sean Payton, I hate you. I'm going with the Broncos. Fuck it.
My favorite team's back, baby. My favorite team besides the Packers is back this year. Cardinals, Seahawks.
Okay, so the Cardinals and Seahawks are actually tied for first in the division right now.
I'm rolling with the Cardinals. I gotta believe.
I know.
Cardinals.
You got to. Actually, the Cardinals are actually ahead. They're tied with the Rams. It's a 3-way tie between second place, and then there's the Cardinals.
Yep. Cardinals had a bye last week too.
Okay, I'm going with you. I'm going with you on this. I'm taking the Cardinals as well.
The Cardinals are different, man. They're different.
This is what we needed in 2024. This is what we needed. The Cardinals.
I love this.
The Cardinals out of nowhere getting top spot in the NFC West.
God, it's so good.
It makes no sense, but it's awesome.
The belief that I had in that, like, I feel like a proud parent. I feel like a proud parent. I'm like, I believed in this Cardinals team. I kept picking against them 2 weeks in a row. I went 0-2 because they started 0-2. Then I picked against them 2 weeks in a row, and then they went to 2-2. You got my belief back, Cardinals. I love you guys. I'm picking you.
Well, let's see if let's see if belief in your own team will hold up here. We got San Francisco going to Green Bay.
Okay, so we always beat the 49ers in the regular season.
Do you?
Yeah, yes, just not in the playoffs. In the same year that the 49ers beat us in the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers in his last or second to last year, we beat them in the regular season and then proceeded to lose to them in the fucking playoffs. Also, this 49ers team isn't the same team.
Yeah, no, there's
I was
something wrong
watching
with them.
some.
There's something wrong with them this year.
I was watching analysis of the fact I think they're actually people are starting to figure out their offense a bit. They are forcing what who's their coach? Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan has like built-in checkdowns in like every single fucking play.
Uh-huh.
And what they're trying to do is they don't let Brock Purdy make pass rush adjustments at the line. And so teams are starting to blitz them in ways where someone almost always comes free, forcing Brock Purdy to take the check down almost every single play. Maybe not every single play, but on third and long or third and medium, something like that, where it's like they get somebody free because they don't let Brock Purdy adjust at the line of scrimmage. I saw somebody bring that up, and I thought it was a decent point, something I hadn't thought of. But the 49ers have problems on offense. Their defense is still pretty good. I still think one of the best defensive players in the league is Fred Warner.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to run with the Packers because if the Packers are going to win an ugly game, that's all we can do. That's the only thing. That's the only game we can win this year is fucking ugly shit.
Okay, against my better judgment, I'm also going to go with the Packers, but I swear, if the 49ers win this.
I'll be horribly disappointed in the Packers if the 49ers win
and
this.
That means you'll be
because I'm
expecting the Packers. Like, you're almost undefeated choosing the Packers besides one game.
Yeah, and next week I'm going to be choosing against them. I already know. Well, hoping pleasantly that we beat them, but
no, I gotcha.
All right, what's our next Eagles Rams?
Yeah, okay, so the Eagles might have figured it out, but how much do I trust fucking Nick Sirianni?
It's for me. It's not that I trust Nick Sirianni. It's the fact that I trust fucking Saquon Barkley. He is running like his fucking life depends on it this year. I can't stop watching his backwards hurdle. I can't. It's fucking nuts.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, the Packers got one of the best running back free agents in the entire league, and I still feel like we picked the wrong person. I got to go with the Eagles here. I have chosen the Rams 2 weeks in a row, and I've gotten shafted on it.
Yeah, no, I kind of have to take the Eagles here. Like, I don't trust either of these teams, but I trust
Here's
the Rams.
A little stat.
I trust the Rams less.
Here's a little stat. Matthew Stafford had 240 some passing yards, 250 some passing yards this last game. Puka Nacua had 6 or 7 receptions, and 6 or 7 receptions also went to Cooper Kupp. They both had over 100 receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
They were the only offense passing that entire game. If one of them gets hurt, or if one of them gets shut down, if that's all they've got is Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua right now receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a way to win games, especially against a good team that can control the ball by running it. So, yeah. Rams are good for wins. They're one of those teams that are hard to pick against average teams. Like, I can't choose them against the Bears. It's hard to choose the Seahawks over them, which is what happened last week. I chose the Rams over the Seahawks. But they're gonna get a few wins, but they're also gonna bleed games too for the same reasons that they win. But yeah, which leads us to our Monday night game.
This is an interesting one. Ravens at the Chargers. The Chargers got 2 Monday Night Football games this year?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay,
This
so
one is very interesting.
Yeah, the Ravens just lost in embarrassing fashion. Like, they couldn't stop a team that couldn't score on offense.
Yes.
Like, but in the Chargers, I'm pretty sure they won last week, right?
They play the Bengals.
They played the Bengals. So these two teams are just going to run down each other's throats. J.K. Dobbins or King Henry? I got to go with King Henry here, man. I'm taking the Ravens. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna split with you here.
Oh, so you're going to the Chargers where I daren't. Nice.
The Chargers are really hard to figure out, but I trust what they've been doing.
Like, this will be another one of those games where I won't be upset if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I normally just say King Henry I trust and pick with Derrick Henry. But honestly, I think Herbert, I think J.K. Dobbins, I think that they're different. They're different this year.
Mm-hmm.
This last game, say what you will, the Bengals should have won this game. I think that if they had hit those 2 field goals, they still would have been down 1 point, but they would have only needed a field goal. And they would have been able to at least try to win the game based on a field goal.
I gotcha.
So, that being said, the Chargers were still in that game. They were up 24-7 on the Bengals at one point. I think the Chargers could win this game. I think they could actually dominate this game if they execute. Their defense is legit. The problem is they just need to get them off the field. In the second half, they just punted way too much against the Bengals.
Yeah. About saying they actually anti-chargered. They blew it and then didn't lose.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they will replace J.K. Dobbins next year, but it's nice to see him do well. Or they'll keep him on and draft somebody new.
Mm-hmm.
Genty, I think is the chosen
Genty. One. Freaking Mike Myers from Boise State.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong though. For a first round draft pick.
You're not wrong. You're not.
It's like seeing the Chargers with that in the backfield would be fucking terrifying, bro.
It would. It'd be terrible.
And then that would mean J.K. Dobbins becomes your backup. That would be fucking ridiculous as a 1-2 backfield.
Uh-huh.
We'll see how the picks turn out, but that's my pick, my future Chargers pick.
You know, he's
they
not
trade
gonna
up
be a first-round
or
pick,
go
though.
get
He's
him.
gonna be like mid-round because he's from a Mountain West school.
A ranked one this year. They're ranked.
Well, I know they're ranked, but still, most people don't like small school running backs.
I think people will make an exception for him. I really do.
I can certainly hope so. But with our with our pick'ems out of the way, it is now time for the news. You couldn't steal it from me this week, Traz. You couldn't. You tried, but you didn't.
I actually wasn't even thinking about that.
But well, first things first. This is just breaking as of a few hours ago. The Jets have fired GM Joe Douglas. Yet another person sacrificed for the failures of the organization.
They need to fire the owner first.
If they can fire owners, Jerry Jones would probably been crucified by now.
Dude, I really don't know what to say about the Vikings. Jesus, my brain.
About the Jets. The problem that I have is that everybody's blaming Aaron Rodgers for literally everything. And it's like, yes, I'm not crazy enough to think that, oh, well, Rodgers has nothing to do with it, right? He wanted Nathaniel Hackett there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they got him because of Nathaniel Hackett. But the problem that I have is right now they moved off of Nathaniel Hackett's play calling and they've still lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've lost every game. They haven't won a single game. They've lost 5 in a row, at least, without Nathaniel Hackett's play calling. And Rodgers' best game of the season was with Nathaniel Hackett's play calling. And so it's like, okay, well, that's not Rodgers' fault, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm inclined to take it at his word, saying that he didn't want Sable to be fired. And say what you will, you people might disagree with that, but I do think I wanted him fired at the beginning of the season as well. I wanted him fired last season as somebody who knew that it wasn't going to work. They should have just fired him and brought in a new coach with Aaron Rodgers. So that's another ownership thing. That's an ownership problem. And then this last week, they had it. They were going to beat the Colts. But their defense gave up a game-winning drive. And on top of that, did you see the fucking dropped fucking fumble on the tight end? Rodgers under pressure, sits back, throws a fucking dime to the tight end, who catches it, takes 2 steps, and drops the football directly to the Colts defender, who runs it back for a touchdown. But it's all Rodgers' fault. It's all Rodgers' fault. Let's blame it all on him.
For the sake of being,
it makes me so mad.
For the sake of being devil's advocate, up until Saleh was fired, the defense was doing well. Now they're ranked toward the bottom.
I do agree that they lost a lot of defensive firepower. The problem is if Robert Saleh was going to be fired, they should have had a succession plan in place. The problem is they reactionarily fired him when I think they should have fired him when they got rid of Zach Wilson. So the end of last year, because they would have had a bunch of coaching possibilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a fact that he was necessarily a bad coordinator or bad coach of some kind. No, he was decent. He just wasn't what the Jets needed. The thing that the Saints situation and the Jets situation were completely different. Obviously the Saints were fucking putrid. They fired their head coach. They've won 2 straight games. Say what you will about that, but it seems like their coach was. I mean, they're at least more fired up now that he's gone, right? Mm-hmm. The Jets fired their head coach and they got worse and nothing got better. They traded off defensive prowess. They traded basically their defensive mind for nothing in return because they did it mid-season with no succession plan in mind, and that's just poor ownership. But I do agree the team was better off with Saleh this year. If you didn't fire him in the offseason, you should have waited till the offseason to fire him.
Yeah, that much I agree on. But with that one out of the way, our next.
Speaking of New York,
another New York-based team had some shit go down. We mentioned this during Pick-Ems, but Daniel Jones got demoted to 3rd string, and the Giants are going to be starting Tommy DeVito. Shit.
Yeah, I've got you saying it too.
Danny DeVito, the quarterback. No, they're starting Tommy DeVito, who we know from last year. I don't mind Tommy DeVito, but if he wins this game against the Bucs, I'm liable to send a mafia hit out on him.
Bro.
Tommy
I'm liable
DeVito,
to pay somebody to get him whacked.
he gives me PTSD for sure. 'Cause
I know
he's
he gives
already,
you PTSD because he already did that to you.
the fact, dude, the fact that they were so angry and so like just done with Daniel Jones, that they didn't just put him to the second string, they put him to the third string. They're like, we're dumping you
We're
down
done.
two.
We're just done with you. My question is, who's below him? Like, after Dan DeVito, who is it? Or Tom? God damn it, Tommy DeVito. Who is it?
Let's see. Oh, it was what's the fucking guy who was on the Seahawks last year? Drew Lock. It was Drew Lock, I think. I would honestly say Drew Lock is just Daniel Jones, but less mobile with a better arm.
Oh God.
Because I mean, well, look at their records. They both were bad, but the only thing that Daniel Jones has is his mobility, and they're trying to run an offense with no mobility. So,
yeah.
Dude,
But this, if Tommy DeVito wins his first start against the Bucks, I'm liable to break something.
So Neighbors was a good pick. They picked the right player for them.
Yeah, but
Neighbors needs serious help. He needs serious help. Yeah, one player's not gonna fucking carry your goddamn offense. But it's still fucking funny as shit. I actually believed in him a little bit. I was like, give him a chance with a good offense.
I know, like we both said that. We both said that and shared that sentiment. But at the same time, we were quickly proven wrong that Daniel Jones just sucks.
Dude, it really fucking blows ass.
It does.
Because the thing is in a different world where he had a better offense, maybe he develops differently.
Again, we saw what happened in 2022. But that was more the fact that they played the Vikings more than anything. They played one of the biggest frauds in the NFL, smashed into pieces. Of course, it was going to look good. And we just got proven that it was indeed the freaking Giants who were probably the most fraudulent at that playoff.
Yep. Speaking of fraudulent playoff teams. And teams that are basically as depressed as New York teams.
Yeah. This is just some weird thing that happened last night during Monday Night Football. A part of the roof of the Cowboys stadiums fell. Just like for no reason. They were just turning it on and then poof. Piece of sheet metal.
You want to know how bad it is
for
Cowboys fans right now? ESPN.
How bad?
Stephen A. Smith said he doesn't even feel like ripping on Cowboys fans anymore. Because it's so bad. Stephen A. Smith feels bad about ripping on Cowboys fans this year.
That is how bad. They deserve every bit of it with how often they talk shit and not back it up.
This is our year.
The only fan base I think is worse when it comes to that regard is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. So Bears, look, I don't have any problem. Like Lions fans, oh dude, I fucking love Lions fans because they are like,
I know
they were super realistic about their team, right? For years, and now that they have this, they have this awesome coach.
They earned the right.
Dude, I can't even be mad. Like I want them to win the division this year because I fucking love Dan Campbell. If you're a football fan, even if you're a Packers fan or a Vikings fan or a Bears fan, you should like Dan Campbell. You should like the Lions because they're a redemption. Their entire team's a redemption arc, second chance team. That's like we're gonna win, and they're so fucking hungry. I can't say enough good things about them. But the fucking Bears act like they're the goddamn Lions every goddamn year. Same thing with the Cowboys, like. And it just ends up like the Bears. It's even more sad. It's like a fucking, I don't know, like what? What, what are they like? They're the most unique thing ever. But everybody's like, oh, they might be a playoff team this year, and they'll still find a way to lose games in the most pathetic ways possible.
And it's funny. It's very funny.
It's really funny. It's really funny. And the Cowboys are the same way.
Like, I'm a part-time Lions fan because of my family's lineage. Like, again, most of my family's from Michigan. So, I'm a part-time Lions fan because of that, and it's, like, I inherited some of the rivalry feelings, but I mainly get the Chicago thing from Joy, because I'm like, oh, right, you're saying all these things about Chicago, and you know what? You're actually right. Holy shit. How have I not seen this before?
Is Joy...
Huh?
Oh, what's her favorite team?
The Lions. You don't know this? You've been around for how long and you haven't known this?
No, I just know that she never believes in the Lions, and I believe in the Lions more than she does.
She believes by not believing. She believes by not believing.
That's why she hates Aaron Rodgers. That's why she has an unhealthy bias against him.
That might be
Miracle in Motown. My team's greatest moment is at the Lions' expense.
All right, but that is the last NFL thing we have. Ooh, excuse me. Moving on to college, new top 25 poll is out as per usual. I like to talk about it because I'm a sicko. But Oregon
let me get the first five here. Let me get the first five because I'll say it in SDS fashion. Okay. The Oregon Ducks are on top. They're still at 1. They're 11-0. They defeated Wisconsin. The fraudulent piece of shit Ohio State Buckeyes that I fucking despise defeated Northwestern and remain at number 2. Is that good? Did I do a good job?
Said first 5. Keep going.
All right, number 3 is the Texas Longhorns. I don't know why they're still up here this high, but they defeated Arkansas, which is not even
slowly devolving to Trump.
Penn State, Nittany Lions, they're at 4th. They defeated Purdue 49-10. The Hoosiers, who should be at number 2, but they're at number 5. They didn't do anything, but they play Ohio State. Please, God, let the Indiana Hoosiers win. Please, God. Started as SDS, ended as Donald Trump that has the Ohio State.
Your imitation of me slowly devolved into Trump. But yeah, Ohio State, they play Indiana next week, and it's going to be like the fucking best game of the week.
I will watch it. I will watch it with you.
We're both going to watch it. We're both going to watch it.
I will watch it. I will sit down and watch it full. You just have to remind me because I'll never fucking remember.
Oh, I'll fucking remind you. I'm setting an alarm so I can wake up. Anyways, moving on. Notre Dame is at number 6. They were at number 8. They play Army this week, so hey, anything can happen. Bama, for fuck's sake. We play them next week. I hope we smash them to bits. Probably not going to happen, but still. Georgia's at number 8 after manhandling Tennessee.
Fucking Tennessee.
Ole Miss is at 9. Tennessee's at 10. Tennessee has not beaten Georgia and Alabama in the same season since 2006. Miami's at 11. Boise State moved up to 12. SMU,
they should be at like 8.
Yeah. SMU moved up to 13. I was actually at SMU last weekend when I went to Dallas. So I didn't watch the game. I just went to the Bush Presidential Library, but I saw a bunch of Boston College fans trickling in and everything, and it was kind of interesting to see. But
okay, I got this one. At number, you'll understand why in a second. Number 14, BYU. They're 9-1. They lost to Kansas 17-13. But BYU has not reached 10-0 since 2001. I wonder why that is.
All right, number 15 is Texas A&M. Number 16 is Colorado. I need somebody to punch him in the face. I need somebody to go into Colorado and just punch him.
At least they're actually decent this year. So when
I
people
know, at
talk
least they're
about
actually
Colorado,
decent, but still.
Last year, everybody was like, they're awesome.
They went
fucking
4-8.
horrible last year.
Meanwhile, Northwestern went 8-4, got into a bowl game, and nobody said anything.
at least Colorado can back it up a little bit this year. But the problem is everybody thinks Sanders is going to win the fucking Heisman, right? Or what was their other player? Is it Sanders or their other player?
Shedeur Sanders, my mind's immediately going to Jimmy Horn.
Travis Hunter.
Thank you.
Is that who it is?
Thank you.
Everybody thinks Travis Hunter's going to win the Heisman. And I'm like, hello? Genty? if the Colorado Buffaloes somehow steal the Heisman away from Genty, either one of them, I will be so angry. I will drop kick. I don't know.
I don't blame you.
I will drop kick Kamala Harris. I don't know. I don't fucking. I don't know.
You'll drop
I don't
kick
know.
something.
I was looking around for things in my room that I'd drop kick, but I was like, I kind of like the stuff in
Do you
my
just
room.
have a picture of Kamala Harris in your room, and that's what you settled on?
No, I don't. But yeah.
17's Clemson, 18's Army, 19's South Carolina. Tulane moved up to 20. Arizona State made its first appearance in the rankings at number 21. Iowa State's back at 22. UNLV's back, and so is Illinois. And Washington State dropped to 25 after last week. Oh, Lord. But those things are likely to change next week. But to get through a few games before I go into certified predictions, you probably saw, Draz, some of these were upset games that ended up having people get dropped. So we'll start with the first one. BYU got upset by Kansas 17-13. Kansas's quarterback played awful.
169 yards and an interception.
169 yards for the interception. Their starting running back, or their leading running back, got 2 touchdowns with 52 yards.
How the fuck did they win this game?
I think Retzlaff
like
Retzlaff was leading something and then got picked because he has 1 pick here. But still,
okay. So it was a fourth quarter touchdown that did it.
Yeah.
Kansas University. Dude.
University of Kansas.
Pop off, Jayhawks.
Yeah, please pop off. I need you to pop off. You'll see why. You'll see why when I do certified SDS predictions.
The Jayhawks and the Blue Devils are kind of the same in that we are really good at basketball and we are always forgotten on the football side of things.
Yeah. But next game I want to talk about, New Mexico, still fighting for bowl eligibility. They upset the Washington State Cougars by 3 points. I don't know what happened or whether they just scored a game-winning field goal, but they got the win. They had 2 running backs combined for 4 touchdowns and 200 yards. Or 300 yards, rather.
Yeah. 300 yards.
300 yards and 4 touchdowns for the running backs. Actually, no. That's their quarterback that ran like that. Holy shit. Okay,
well, if you have a mobile quarterback, there's your fucking way to beat Washington State because they clearly don't spy the quarterback at all.
They don't. I kind of want to look at the highlights of that game just to see. But New Mexico.
Damn, Washington State's starting quarterback popped off and still lost.
5 total touchdowns.
Mr. Joe Burrow.
5
over
total
here.
touchdowns for John Mateer.
450 yards practically, too.
Like Mater, but without the tuh. All right, but the last game I want to talk about before we move on to my predictions. Stanford upset Louisville. Stanford was 2-7. And Stanford was 2-7. The Cardinals were 6-3 and ranked 19th in the nation.
Let's go, baby.
Why is it always Stanford? This is the only reason I'm bringing it up. It always seems to be Stanford that does this.
They had 60 rushing yards practically. Their leading rusher had 35 yards.
Yeah, it's just brilliant seeing that. But
Wait, their number 2 guy who had 34 rushing yards had 22 carries. He averaged for 1.5 yards a carry. And one of his longest carry was 18 yards. He had 22 carries and 34 yards, and his longest was an 18-yard carry. What the fuck happened in this game? What the fuck happened in this game, bro?
It's something called a terrible running back.
Emmett Mosley had 168 reception yards and 3 touchdowns on their team, though.
All right.
I won't be surprised if I see Emmett Mosley 5 being drafted in the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm. All right, but news is done. It is now time for certified SDS predictions. Now, you guys get it now. You guys get it by now, right? I just say who I think is going to win and lose. If I end up being right, I say I'm a genius. If I end up being wrong, I can just say I was shitting around. We got that? Perfect. Starting off, we got an NCAA Toilet Bowl, Akron versus Kent State. Kent State gets its first win. They're 0-10. Georgia Tech will beat NC State. Purdue will beat Michigan State. New Mexico State will beat Middle Tennessee in the second Toilet Bowl of the week. Kansas will beat Colorado. Michigan will beat Northwestern. Tulsa will beat South Florida. Army will go into Notre Dame and win. Oklahoma will win against Alabama. That's actually my first reserve pick. I know that's probably not going to fucking happen, but I gotta hope. Indiana will beat Ohio State and finally shut up ESPN's propaganda wing. Wake Forest will make it close against Miami. SMU will lose to Virginia by 1 point. Illinois will beat Rutgers. Iowa will beat Maryland. UConn is 7-3. Wow. UConn's winning that. Let's see. What else is here? UMass will make it close against Georgia. They'll get it within 3. UTEP will lead at 1 point, but give it up against Tennessee. Western Kentucky will beat Liberty. Charleston Southern will beat Florida State. Probably the most realistic one I've chosen so far. Let's see, what else is here? Dang, there's not a whole lot left. Kentucky will beat Kansas, or Texas. I'm an idiot. BYU will beat Arizona State. Citadel will make it close against Clemson. Let's see, Texas Tech will blow out Oklahoma State. Let's see, Pittsburgh will beat Louisville. Walford will make it close against South Carolina. And let's see, there is nothing else left on here that is coming up. Oh, Vanderbilt will beat LSU. Duke will beat Virginia Tech. UCLA will beat USC. And that is it. That is it. That's all my predictions I am willing to make as of today.
Hell yeah. All right. That is it. Is that it? We think we have it.
That is it.
I think that's it. If you liked the episode, hit the like button, subscribe, do all the things you do on YouTube. Thank you for watching this long if you did. SDS, are we officially saying that we'll be here on Saturday as long as I don't sleep through it?
Yeah.
We'll at least record our reactions to Indiana.
And see if that
OSU.
gets copyrighted.
Yeah. I will try to at least be present so we can have a Battle of the Bay special, I don't know, reactionary doohickey. I don't know what you call that. Just a video.
Just like a highlight moment thing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do furry fishing in the background. I don't know.
Anyways, guys, we will see you guys next week for episode 17 of Battle for the Bay podcast. We'll see you then.
Peace, guys.